Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Invasive Species, the series where we run Kanto mons and Hoenn, and Hoenn mons and Kanto. After the Shellfish Showdown, we've got two fully evolved mons for this week, starting with Breloom here in Fire Red. This grass fighting type is going to be interesting in Kanto, as it is quite good, but Kanto hates both of this Pokemon's types. Before we dive into the specifics, here's a quick rundown of the rules, and you can find them outlined in great detail in the description below. And I gotta say, I'm really like what I'm seeing with this fungal fighter's base stat total. Exceptional base attack, that's only 4 lower than Dragonite. Our other stats are decent enough, 70 speed is very welcome, I'll say, after winning Corphish and Krabby last week. And our defense is alright too. Due to all grass moves being special in Gen 3, I don't think we'll be seeing much, if any, grass moves on our moveset beyond the first area of the game, and maybe for Rock Tunnel, but we'll for sure be capitalizing on our attack stat for the bulk of the run. And we can get Brick Break as early as the SS and, so yeah, we're gonna grab that ASAP because we get the same type attack bonus from it. Speaking of moveset, let's check them out. Now, I did say we're not gonna be using many grass moves this run, but starting with Absorb means we'll be able to get straight to the first gym leader, Misty, right away. Bug Catcher saving the true gym leader, a Pewter, then that junior hiker guy hanging out in the gym because Poison Sting will be super effective. Mach Punch will be cool for a same type priority move, and I can see Leech Seed being useful against Misty. As a part grass type, she'll almost certainly be spamming Swift on Starmie, so that will help quite a bit. TM's looking pretty slick here. Again, we're slapping on Brick Break the moment that we get it, and we might even utilize Safeguard. While that won't protect us against moves like Sand Attack, it does block Poison and Confuse Ray, making it a useful option against trainers like Koga or Agatha. I can definitely see us paying an early visit to Silphco to snag that bulk up TM as well. We're gonna need the defense boost even more than the attack boost, considering that our rival always, after the intro battle, have a move that is 4 times effective against us. Now, as per the rules that were on screen, we have access to a single egg move, and I gotta say, Brelooms are pretty underwhelming. Now, we're certainly going to be doing away with ours pretty early on, but it just goes to show you that just because we can add an egg move doesn't always mean that it's beneficial, especially with poor Krabby in last run, whose egg move cost him an hour before he could beat the first rival. And for Hidden Power, I'm thinking that we're going to go with Rock type as it gives us an answer for the rival, as well as Lance's flying types in the late stages of the game. After we beat this guy right here, he's not important. We can trek on over to Cerulean City where the challenge actually begins. Unsurprisingly, we're going to the water gym first. We did grab Mega Kick along the way from the move tutor. With a base attack this good, we're going to get some serious mileage out of that move. And what's cool is we're going to be level 20, and by the time we take out Staryu with Mega Kick, we're going to hit level 21, so we're doing a bit of a Nuzlocke thing here. It's unintended, but I always kind of like when that happens, when we can actually match the gym leader's ace. Now, against Starmie, we're going to go with Mega Drain to lead off, and then although we missed the first Mega Kick, it's just slow enough at 2/3. With the follow-up, we can take it out. I love when this gym goes smoothly, because once we defeat the rival, we never have to come back here. Well, I guess that's partially a lie, because we have to come back here to drop off the bike voucher, but that's on the way to Rock Tunnel anyway, so that's alright. Speaking of our rival, Mega Kick is going to be strong enough to one-shot Pidgeotto between our base 130 attack stat and Mega Kick being a 120 base power move. That 75 accuracy is absolutely worth the risk. And I do think that taking Headbutt over Mega Punch is the play. Mega Punch is stronger, but Headbutt has 100 accuracy, and it has a chance to flinch. Being that we're decently fast, that should happen a fair bit as long as we have this move. Now, as Charmander comes out, we miss our first Mega Kick, but he goes for Growl. Now check this out. Even though our attack's done by one stage, we still one-shot it with Mega Kick. That's how awesome we are in the early game, and with Charmander down and Pidgeotto down, there's no threats here. We can absolutely sweep through Rattata, and Abra can't fight back, so yeah. And I'm sure it won't shock you that the SSN rival, who has barely leveled up and we've leveled up quite a bit, is a no-damage sweep. Yeah, I know I really shattered expectations with that one. Sorry about that. Now, before we leave Vermilion City, we gotta go battle Lieutenant Surge, and because grass does resist electricity, and the fact that we hit pretty hard, and we have secret power to avoid contact from static, I have the sneaking suspicion we're gonna be alright. Now, he does lead off with Voltorb, and Voltorb does have Sonic Boom, which will always deal 20 damage if it hits. It has a 90 accuracy. But that doesn't matter because he got knocked out. I thought we'd actually be slower. Now, the only threat remaining is Raichu, and we are faster, and check this out, we one-shot with Brick Break. Gotta love it. But hey, at least we were afflicted by static, so Lieutenant Surge did better than Brock. Surge is like, oh, thank God I'm not gonna get demoted today. We had great moves for Rock Tunnel, which means we have great moves for Giovanni. Even the Kangaskhan, who is normally pretty hard in these runs, not so much. We're part fighting type, and we hit like a Mack truck. If I ever get a matchup this good again, I'm going to start this fight with 1 health and just heal off of Onix and Rhyhorn for this fight specifically. Now, Kangaskhan would normally not be a one-shot, I don't think, but with critical hits, it sure is. Now, since we have the Sylph Scope, might as well go back to Lavender Tower, take out the rival, so we can continue with the story, and then we'll probably fight Erica before we wake up the Snorlax. Normally this fight's not too bad, and that proves to be true here as well. We're just too high of a level right now. Although Pidgeotto can deal 4 times effective damage against us with Gust, we're faster, not a problem, but that's going to end very, very soon because this fight's about to get really hard once we get to Silphco. Currently, we're just too strong for our rival. Now, something interesting does happen, and I can't say I'm too surprised by it as Execute comes out. It's pretty tanky. It does survive a secret power, but it loses its turn to Paralysis, so yeah, we're gonna be just fine. And as for Gyarados, it is pretty strong, but we are stronger. We're at 35% of our full power. But he was at 22%, so that could be a sign of things to come. Now, the thing about Lavender Tower is we need a move that's going to be able to hit Ghosts, and because I don't have Hidden Power Rock yet, we're going to have to go back somewhere and just start wearing out our power points. Now, I thought about going back to Rock Tunnel, just fighting the Hikers or something, but I actually want to keep our experience as low as possible here. This is going to waste a little bit of time, unfortunately, but we need to get Struggle in order to get through the Ghost Trainers who are mandatory to fight at Lavender Tower. And it just goes to show I don't hack in the Hidden Power TM. I do find it the old-fashioned way in these runs, which is why I catch the Meowths. Plus, Meowth knows Cut and Dig, which is useful for saving time. Fortunately, once we battle the Ghost Trainers at Lavender Tower, the ones that we can't skip, we can just go ahead and restore our power points and continue like our journey was never hindered in the first place. This isn't difficult, it just takes a little while. And like I said earlier, once we're done with Lavender Tower, we're going to go ahead and battle Erica. I figure that we're strong enough now. We just got to make sure that we equip a Sherry Berry before we do this, because Victory Bell is probably going to be a 2-shot, and we don't want to be paralyzed in this fight. Still though, 2 hours, 34 minutes before Erica after that little struggle grind, not too bad. And as we lead off in the battle, you'll notice that we have Bulk Up. We also paid an early visit to Silphco just to get that TM. And we got rid of Secret Power for return for maximum power, and that was the right play as we one-shot Victory Bell. Next up is Vileplume because it has Acid, which we're weak to, but we're faster and we one-shot it. And sadly, my boy Tangela isn't going to be much of a threat this run. I love Tangela. I should do a Tangela run. Well, next up is either Silphco or Koga, and I'm going to take our chances with Koga. Now, Coughing is pretty darn bulky, but fortunately we are able to one-shot it with Return. Just goes to show how strong we are. Now, against Muck, who is arguably Koga's best Pokemon, we're going to have to risk setting up with Bulk Up here. Between Minimize, Acid Armor, and Toxic, this is a very high-risk, high-reward strategy. But since Koga is all RNG, might as well trust Lady Luck with our fate, and good thing that we did because Muck's down, and the second Coughing's also down. And now there's no way in hell that we'll be one-shotting Wheezing. And he deals a lot of damage with Sludge and Poisonous, so this dude is no pushover. But because Koga has less Hyper Potions than we have turns remaining for Poison, the writing's on the wall here. We got the Soul Badge, thanks Koga, see you in Gen 2. Or the next Fire Red Invasive Species run, whichever comes first. Well, next up we can either visit Cinnabar and battle Blaine, no thank you, or we can go to Silphco and battle our rival. Also no thank you, but I'll take the lesser of 2 poisons. And gotta say, Breloom is making solid time here, just over 3 hours before battling the Silphco rival. Now, his team is fully evolved here, and you're gonna see just why this is so dangerous going forward. As we go for Bulk Up, check out Pidgeot's damage. We're double weak to Wing Attack, almost half of our health. If he crits us, we lose. Clutch Effect Spore proc there, didn't think that would come in handy at all. Pidgeot goes down. Now, as Alakazam comes out, we're gonna set up Bulk Up, which seems crazy, but Alakazam in this fight only has Future Sight as an attacking move, so we can set up with relative ease, but not as much as we want to, because that will eventually take us out. And next up is Execute. I wasn't expecting that one. We take him out with Return, and we take the damage from Future Sight. We're at 36, not good. What is nice is that we have Hidden Power, so as long as we're faster than Charizard, we'll be alright. Last but certainly not least is Gyarados, who does lower our attack by 1 stage with Intimidate, but that's not enough to prevent us from one-shotting him. Now, Silphco Giovanni typically is easy, but he does have a Nidoqueen and a Nidorino, who do have super effective damage against us in the form of Poison Sting, but they also have Poison Point. All of our attacking moves make contact, so that does pose a threat. Nidorino and Nidoqueen also resist our best move, Brick Break, so we're gonna have to resort to Return. I know, terrible thing to have to fall back on, right? I gotta say though, Breloom has been on a pretty solid streak, and well, about 10-second spoilers, that's going to stay its course. And then I figure while we're here in Saffron, we'll go ahead and battle Sabrina. Now, I will say, this battle did surprise me because at Poison Point, we did get brought dangerously low, so this fight could have gone either way. Now, it's important that we outspeed everything on this team because, well, Being that we're weak to Psychic type, Alakazam will probably take us out in one hit. But we'll worry about that when we get to it. Sabrina has 4 Pokemon, and she leads off with Kadabra, who also has Psychic and Calm Mind, so we're going to have to take a risk here and set up at least one Bulk Up. Since we're faster, we'll take it out right now just for safety. Next up is Mr. Mrs. Mime and Alakazam both go down in one hit, which means that Venomoth, her final, is also going to go down in one shot. Now, Breloom has been on an excellent first try streak here, although against Blaine I'm not so sure. He is the Fire-type gym leader, and in Invasive Species, he tends to be the hardest gym leader. Can Breloom maintain its streak, or will it fall here? Let's find out. Turn 1, Bulk Up, Fire Blast Miss, looking good. On the second round, we're not so lucky as we set up Bulk Up, and Fire Blast does over 100 damage to us, so yeah, Arcanine will absolutely one-shot us from full health. Now, Bulk Up did neutralize Growlithe's Intimidate, but Arcanine also has that ability, so by the time we take out Ponyta and Rapidash with a super timely critical hit right there, it's either risk the biscuit and hope for a Fire Blast Mist or see how much damage we deal. And gotta say, that damage is looking pretty solid there, almost a one-shot, but as Arcanine goes for Fire Blast, it does not miss, and down we go. Also, yeah, misspoke. We have 2 Bulk Ups because Growlithe missed the first Fire Blast, but yeah, we're gonna have to have at least 2, or that was a low damage roll. Now, fishing for a Fire Blast miss isn't the worst thing in the world because, I mean, it has 85 accuracy, 50% chance to miss. It misses more often than you think. I have some wise, totally original advice that has not existed since the dawn of Pokemon time. If it doesn't have 100 accuracy, it has 50. And as you can see through these sped up failed attempts here, we are just not having much luck, so I decided to go level up, hit level 53, I mean, maybe that'll help, I don't know. So as we come back at level 53, Growlithe misses not 1, but 2 Fire Blasts. Why couldn't you have just done that the first time, Growlithe? Come on, man, shoot the wall or something. And the real question, which is now answered, yes, that does one-shot Arcanine. Beautiful. Now we're going to go to the Sevials just to pick up some hidden items like the hidden Power Point Up, the Rare Candy, all that good stuff before we take on Giovanni for the 3rd and final time. Anyways, make sure to bring our HM users here because this place can be pretty annoying without them. I remember when I saw Surf for the first time, many moons ago, and I was like, oh man, it's a little dinosaur taxi. Well, why didn't you just say so, man? That's what Lapras is the dinosaur, isn't he? At 4 hours and 13 minutes, we're making pretty solid time here. Giovanni leads off with Rhyhorn, who is slow and weak to Brick Break, and we hit really hard despite his high defense, so he's done. Next up is Nidoqueen, whom we almost one-shot and we contract Poison from Poison Point. The Pechiberry cures it, Body Slam does not paralyze us, Giovanni heals, we go for Bulk Up, and then we're gonna go for Return. We should one-shot right here. Oh yeah, we do, sweet. That means Nidoqueen's getting one-shot. Yeah, for one-shot at Nidoqueen, we pretty much have this in the bag, although unfortunately as we attack Nidoking and take him out in one hit of our turn, we contract Poison. Man, these guys are contagious today. And yeah, all that's left is Doug Trio, who is frail fast, but frail were faster, so no threat there. And Rhyhorn, inexplicably not a Rhydon, whom we also one-shot with a Brick Break. Well, I gotta say that wasn't too shabby. Now, up to this point, with the 8 badges, we've only lost to Blaine. We lost quite a few times, I might add. I can't say that I'm surprised by that. So the record there was pretty solid. However, the rival after the 8 badges is probably going to be a pain too. As we say before this battle, we're at 4 hours and 16 minutes. Now, Pidgeot in this fight does not have Sand Attack, but he does have Feather Dance, which is going to make setting up with Bulk Up a little double-edged. We'll have more defense, of course, but our attack is going to be a real pain to manage. But setting up is necessary. I would argue that Bulk Up's defense is actually more important because of how much damage Pidgeot and Charizard, if he goes for Wing Attack, will deal. We can check out Pidgeot's Wing Attack damage now. With all of our defense up, that's not too shabby. One more Bulk Up should suffice. Pidgeot goes for Wing Attack. Well, let's hope Pidgeot fumbles those Nat 20s later on. Well, on the second try, Pidgeot doubles down on those Nat 20s. Well, you saw it for yourself. If Pidgeot crits us, we lose. That makes setting up very stressful. But we do have to do it here. Set up as much as we are now, we're going to go for Hidden Power Rock and one-shot Pidgeot. We're faster than Alakazam, so one-shot, no problem. Next up is Charizard, whom we're faster than and one-shot with Hidden Power Rock. Next up is Execute, who is a one-shot with Return. Rhyhorn's up, one-shot with Brick Break. Gyarados will take 2 hits, and he hits us with Hydro Pump before going down. Interesting choice. But it just goes to show you how much better our defense is after setting up. Alright, making a beeline right for the Indigo Plateau Victory Road here. We're going to drop a save, and we are at, drumroll, 4 hours, 26 minutes. Now, Lorelei is probably going to be difficult. She is the Ice-type trainer, and we're Grass-type, so we gotta hope that Dewgong just blows his fudge on the first 2 moves. And by that I mean Safeguard and Hail so we can set up in relative safety. Sadly, that doesn't happen, and we get taken below half health with Ice Beam. Fortunately, we one-shot Dewgong. Next up is Lapras, my dinosaur, and we, believe it or not, actually do one-shot this thing. I'm used to this thing being a real pain. Next up is Slowbro, whom with 1 bulk up, we don't one-shot, he goes for Ice Beam, and even though he doesn't get the same type of attack bonus from it, we go down. But yeah, I do see the pathway to victory here. As I said before, Safeguard and Hail from Dewgong is how we're going to win this fight, because Gen 3 loves weather and status to the point where it will protect itself from it with Safeguard, despite the fact we have no status moves. Dewgong and anything with Safeguard is going to go for it because it loves Safeguard. Well, so far we're looking alright, maybe? Actually, nah, not really. We're at a little bit better condition than before. Fortunately for us, because again, Gen 3 loves status, there's Amnesia when we would have gotten taken out, so maybe Slowbro just got a high damage roll with Ice Beam? Well, he does put the bro in Slowbro by throwing that fight for us. Appreciate that very much, thank you. Next up is Bruno, not that worried about him. We can take out the Onix right away with a Brick Break, but we're gonna have to set up against Hitmonchan, who, while he does have Rock Tomb, he also has Counter, the main reason why I didn't attack right away. And while Bruno has gotten with the times and has a Citrus Berry on Machamp, it was actually his undoing. That and Cross Chop missing. Agatha, this is who I'm worried about. Contrary to what I said at the start of the run, I forgot to get the Safeguard TM, and I'm probably gonna regret doing that. So we're gonna go for Bulk Up, and Gengar's gonna go for Toxical. You thought I was being coy there. Nope, absolutely regretted that immediately. Might as well see how far we get. Surprise, we're back at Lorelei, but I think we're gonna be alright. We can pretty much make it to Agatha. I mean, it also depends on Slowbro being a bit of a derp. That is, if Dewgong doesn't go for the Safeguard Hail strategy we're trying to teach him. Now, Agatha's not just dangerous because of Toxic and Confuse Ray from the first Gengar. It does have Double Team, which is pretty annoying, but Golbat does have Wing Attack, and you saw how much damage we take from Pidgeot, and that won't be the last Wing Attack user we have to worry about as Lance, should he get past Agatha. Also has Wing Attack on Aerodactyl and Dragonite with a base 134 attack stat. Now, Double Team is annoying, but we will eventually hit, and we do. Using Hidden Power Rock, we can dispose of Golbat. Arbok has Intimidate, we gotta watch out for that too. Still, as we get through Arbok and Golbat and the second Gengar comes out, we're actually faster, but we don't take it out in one shot. And we get put to sleep, and we get locked into Nightmare. Yep, really regretting not picking up Safeguard. And if you're wondering, I would have gotten rid of Brick Break for this fight because you can just buy it from Celadon City. And I figured that we would save in front of Agatha because Lorelei is minimally troublesome and Bruno is pretty much free, which, believe it or not, is rare in this series. Now, it's looking like we should set up 2 Bulk Ups here because that will still give us +1 by the time Arbok comes out and hits us with Intimidate. We risk going for another Bulk Up and get it by Sludge Bomb for a lot less damage than I was expecting. Bulk Up coming in clutch there. Just a reminder that all poison moves are dictated by physical before Generation 4. And because we're now at +2, we have enough power to one-shot Gengar with Hidden Power Rock, and obviously Haunter's no trouble. Now, on top of the reasons I mentioned why Lance will be hard before, with Aerodactyl and Dragonite with same-type Wing Attack, he leads off with Gyarados, who has Intimidate, so we have to set up an extra Bulk Up to undo that. Interestingly enough, he's going for Twister instead of Dragon Rage. I've never seen him be that proactive with Twister before. Well, here's your hotspot, buddy. And check out that damage Aerodactyl deals. Yeah, we had just enough defense to survive that, so we had better hope that we one-shot Dragonite. We did crit Aerodactyl, so will this be enough? Oh yeah, it is. Alright, we're good. All we gotta do is switch over to Brick Break, and we'll easily one-shot both of the Dragonair. I wasn't expecting to beat Lance on the first try, but I'll take that all day, every day, thank you. Okay, so in preparation for the champion, we have plenty of PowerPoint restoring items. We'll drop an Ether. I don't think we're going to need any more than that. We're going to equip a Citrus Berry. There are 2 that I know of. There's one en Route 2 Victory Road. The other one's in that little tunnel that you can walk, like that underground walkway in between Cerulean City leading into Vermilion. I forgot the name of that place. But you can get that and a rare candy just outside, a little to the north. Now, you saw Pidgeot make quick work of us in the previous rival battle, so as we come here to set up, not only do we have to worry about getting critically hit, which could happen at any time, Pidgeot's really love those Nat 20s this run. He does have Sand Attack again in this fight, somehow. What, did Blue drag the move relearner back here and then just force him to do it? Maybe he forced 2 tiny mushrooms down his throat. It's like, give me my Sand Attack back. But he goes on the offensive. We gotta put him down. Alakazam comes out. We're faster. One-shot. Awesome. Charizard's a one-shot. Executor is a one-shot. Rhydon, despite its great bulk, is one-shot by Brick Break. And my heart sank when I saw that. But he goes for a Hydro Pump and misses. Like, he has Dragon Rage. Why the hell did he do that? Oh, Rival, you absolute fool! Well, thanks to that fluke, we actually beat the champion on the first try. I wasn't expecting that. Not gonna complain, however. That was a really fun run, all things considered. The hardest fights in this run were Blaine, the 6th rival battle, or 7th if you count the optional one, and Agatha, who you could argue was the final boss of this run. Breloom finishes at level 65, and I think you will be very happy to know that Breloom did sub 5 hours. Man, what a kick-ass Pokemon. I loved using this thing. Let's rank this bad boy. Level 65 is B tier. 4 hours, 42 minutes is S tier. Yeah, that's an A-rank Pokemon right there. Now, why did I name Breloom Jeff? You don't have to watch the Poliwrath in Pokemon Ruby to find out. See you there. Peace.